Hello, everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode of Treading Warm Water. I'm your host, Josh Towner. Alongside me, as always, vegetarian co-host Joe Hiti, and special guest popping over from Life Is, Abby Pouts.
Also vegetarian.
Also vegetarian. Two vegetarians. I'm the only carnivore here. As I mentioned before, we are a very, very proud part of the Bethel Clarion podcast network.
Some say too proud?
No, I haven't gotten that at all.
Not proud enough.
No, see, I don't think I've gotten that either. That's a different episode of Treading Warm Water where we're going to debate how proud we are of being part of the Bethel Clarion podcast network. To start us off today, Joe Hiti, you have the floor.
Water parks are overrated.
No.
So I can't stand water parks because the smell of chlorine is terrible. There's always that one family that has the kids that they're not paying attention to them, and the lifeguards have to go save them. When you think about it, it's really just two slides and a wave pool. If it's a good water park, maybe a lazy.
You're not going to the right water parks.
And what's so cool about standing in a wave pool? Literally, it's you with 50 other people bouncing up and down for a little bit. I think the smell of chlorine is terrible. I don't like walking on the wet concrete. When it's sunny out, it gets hot. It burns your feet. That's no fun. Walking up the wood planks to go down the slides is always the grossest part because somebody's dripping on you from above. And I just think that's absolutely disgusting. I'd rather go to the lake. The lake is fun. You can go fishing at a lake. It's multiple sports. If you have a boat and a tube, you can be pulled on the tube. That's more fun. Jet skis, I don't have them, but I've heard those are cool. You can go skiing.
Word on the street is that jet skis are in right now.
I've heard
jet skis have always been in.
Jet skis are where it's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think water parks are overrated. They're not fun.
So that's not true. I have only had amazing memories at water parks. And yes, some of them weren't the best. I remember just being 12 years old and seeing a boyfriend girlfriend make out in the pool, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is not okay to do. We are at a public place. But it's so funny to think about now. You aren't going to the right water parks if you're not having the most fun ever. What water parks have you been to?
I don't know, Cascade
also, wave
Bay.
pools are fun. Come on.
Wave pools aren't fun. Wave pools are such a waste of time. The only good wave pool, and it's not even good, but it's good on a scale of terrible to good. It's not a scale of watermelon to pineapple because pineapple is the best, watermelon's the worst. Hot take. It's not the best, but it's the Poseidon wave pool at Wisconsin Dells.
I've never been to Wisconsin Dells.
So it's this. It's one of their water parks is called Mount Olympus, and they have this big, huge wave pool that just shoots out a monster wave every 5 minutes.
Ooh.
And it's kind of fun, but every 5 minutes. So you get 10 seconds of fun every 5 minutes. It's just not. I mean, it's kind of cool because it's a huge wave, and you're oh, I'm gonna die. But you get pushed up.
That's so fun.
And the rocks hit your back, you get cut up. I speak from experience. It's just not a fun time. I just don't like water park.
I am coming at this from a different perspective where if you don't think about bacteria, water parks and the lake are both very fun. But if you do think about bacteria, water parks are very not fun, and the lake it's still fun, but it's less fun. I think the wave pool is fun if the park has it on a good cycle. So every 5 minutes they put out one wave. That sounds like a really bad cycle. I would prefer a cycle where maybe it's 1 to 2 minutes of waves and then 8 minutes without waves. You're just kind of hanging out and you're trolling around. You go on some of the slides or something, and then suddenly you come back half an hour later and you're oh, it's just 2 minutes until the waves are back. When I was younger, we would go to the Great Wolf Lodge in Wisconsin Dells every Christmas. Every start of Christmas break, we would go for 2 days. And that was the kind of place where there were enough things. There were enough different slides. There were enough different types of slides. Somewhere you go on the mat, somewhere you go on a tube, somewhere you just go, just you, no tube, no mat, no accessories. And there was enough variety at that kind of place that it was enjoyable for a day or two. But then as I got older and I started thinking about the bacteria and the germs that are in a place like that, don't like it as much.
Yeah,
We're
I think
freaked out by it.
yeah, now a water park isn't as appealing because of those things. But like when you were a kid, they were the best things ever. And I think introducing to yourself as a kid that bacteria that builds you up a little. And when
Strengthens
you
your immune system.
yes, and when you get slammed against concrete from a wave, like that makes you tougher. You're gonna be better at things. You're not gonna cry when you get cut from a sports team. You know what I mean? That just it builds you up more. You gotta take some beatings at the water park, I think.
Okay, so you heard it here first. The more times you get hurt and sustain injuries in the wave pool, the better your future failures in life will be.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I think mainly because the one water park I go to the most is at Valley Fair, like their water park.
That's not even a water park.
But like it's probably in my mind the best water park to go to because it complements like the roller coasters. Like that I think is the only fun time I've had at a water park is after we've been riding like roller coasters all day and then we go sit in like the lazy river for like just an hour just to relax and like get rid of the motion sickness. Like now I can't really even go on roller coasters. One, I don't fit. I'm 6'3". My knees like get smashed by the bar that comes down to like keep you from flying out of the roller coaster. But like it was always fun to do that and then go sit in the lazy river for a little bit or go down one of the inner tube slides. But even like if you think about it, do you guys ever get cut up by the inner tubes? Like they have
No.
always like, a really thick piece of plastic in the middle that just
What kind
like
of skin do you have? Is it
around
like
you.
really sensitive?
I'm not a sensitive
Okay, well
person.
let's look at this. Let's look
All
at
right.
this. Half your complaints about water parks are about getting hurt. Like
Yeah, it's like your
an inner
personal issue.
tube, an inner tube is rubber filled with air, and
Yeah.
that's something that's hurting you.
Does it ever cut you?
Walking on
No.
concrete, another thing that you say
Where
is
the
hurting
seam-
you.
where the seam- hold on. Where the seam meets the plastic in the inner tube, you've never been scratched by that?
No, I'm
I would
sorry,
say
it's not
scratched, sure, but a lot of things scratch you. You can get scratches a lot of ways. I scratched myself on a friggin' Kleenex box this morning, okay?
The injuries in the Towner household just keep stacking up. First your
Joe-
dad goes down, now you.
Have you ever gone like tubing behind a boat?
Yeah, like that's
Okay.
fun.
Okay, but like that's where you could get like seriously injured. Like I can't explain to you the amount of times I'm like, wow, I could have died right there. Like going to a water park is so like it's just a lay low atmosphere. You go down some slides. Like it's easy.
I'm
like,
not
it's not
saying
like you're okay.
I'm not saying that water parks aren't fun because they're dangerous. I'm saying water parks aren't fun because they're disgusting. The little kids there are annoying. The preteen kids there are annoying. Like water parks really have no merit
You hate
when it comes to
people.
water activities. I don't hate people, but like I don't want this little kid running into me in the wave pool. Like if you're not
So-
strong enough to be up by the rope, go back to the other end. Like what are you doing?
If nobody was there, all of your rants are like personal experiences, and it's so concerning to me. Go to the other end. Like that's what you wanted to say to him, but you just couldn't. If there were no people there and you just had the water park to yourself, wouldn't you enjoy it?
I think so.
Wait,
Yeah, so
Joe.
having other
Are
people
you,
there is just
Joe, are you the youngest sibling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm starting to see it now. Starting to see it. Hey, go over the other end of the wave pool. It's got some big, mom said I have to play with you energy.
I don't want to hear this right now. You guys are the older siblings or the middle siblings, and you guys always want to hate on, oh, the little sibling gets like the parents love them the most. Like,
we
no,
do.
right? We have it hard because you guys have already succeeded in life. You guys have already done good. And if I don't live up to at least your highest standard, That's my lowest standard. So I have to overachieve in everything. That's why I am the way I am.
I think to get back to water parks here, I think that Joe, I think you are just tired of having to share things with your older siblings from all time. You know, you're out there, you're getting hand-me-down clothes, you're having to share your video games, you're having to share, you know, whatever kind of toys with your older siblings, and you don't like sharing the water park.
You're not a good sharer.
I'm a great sharer. I share all the time. I share my feelings. I share my vegan meatballs. I'm down to share whatever. Okay? I'm a nice person, caring.
Not water parks. You don't want to get anybody's swimsuit drip on you. Sometimes
That's
you gotta let
disgusting.
some swimsuit drip get on you.
I do not want swimsuit drip on me.
I don't
Right.
either, but as a kid, I think
Not before the coronavirus and not now.
All right, let's go around and see where everybody's at. Tanner, what do you think of my take?
I think that as adults, water parks could be overrated. But I think water parks aren't designed for adults. I think they're designed for the little kids. So I think as long as the little kids are having fun and enjoying water parks, then sure, let's put them in the properly rated category.
I think that anytime you go to a water park, you usually go with friends or your family, and everybody laughs and has a good time. So I love water parks, and I don't think they're overrated, but I also think just any pool of water can be extremely fun if you're creative and cool. So, Joe, I'm sorry you're not that way, but that's fine.
Cut to Abby sitting in her backyard in just a puddle on the ground having a laugh. I myself think that the only merit water parks have is that scene from Grown Ups where they're at the water park. Very fun movie scene, and that's the only really positive memory I have of water parks. Maybe besides, I don't know, going with my brothers when I was younger, getting sent to the other side of the wave pool. So that'll do it for this episode of Treading Warm Water. Thank you so much for listening, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. For Abby Pouch, Josh Town, or Joe Hiti. I'll catch you on the next one.